At 91, Pat Boone has finally spoken openly about the truth behind his relationship with Roy Orbison, offering a heartfelt and revealing look at the legendary singer that fans rarely heard before. Roy Orbison has long been remembered as one of the most emotionally powerful voices in music history, known for his haunting songs, dark glasses, and deeply moving performances. While the public saw Orbison as a mysterious and almost untouchable figure, Pat Boone's reflections reveal a much more human side, one filled with kindness, quiet pain, and extraordinary dedication to his craft. Having known Orbison personally during the early and challenging years of their careers, Boone provides insight shaped by decades of friendship, admiration, and lived experience. Pat Boone explains that Roy Orbison was never the gloomy figure many assumed him to be. Behind the melancholic lyrics and dramatic melodies was a gentle, thoughtful man who carried himself with humility and grace. Boone recalls that Orbison struggled deeply with insecurity, despite possessing one of the most remarkable voices ever recorded. He often doubted whether his music truly connected with audiences, even as crowds stood in awe of his performances. According to Boone, this self-doubt was one of the great ironies of Orbison's life. While the world saw greatness, Roy often questioned his own worth. Boone also reflects on the immense personal tragedies that shaped Orbison's music and personality. Loss, grief, and heartbreak were not simply themes he sang about. They were realities he lived through. Rather than breaking him, these experiences gave his music a depth and honesty that few artists could match. Boone emphasizes that Roy never used his pain for sympathy. Instead, he transformed it into art that comforted millions. This emotional authenticity, Boone says, is why Orbison's music still resonates so powerfully decades later. Another truth Boone reveals is how misunderstood Orbison often felt within the music industry itself. He was not flashy, loud, or eager for attention, which sometimes caused him to be overlooked during periods when trends shifted. Yet Boone insists that Orbison never chased fame, he chased meaning. His focus was always on the song, the emotion, and the connection it created. This quiet integrity earned him deep respect among fellow musicians, even when mainstream recognition lagged behind. Pat Boone also speaks about Orbison's generosity and kindness, describing him as someone who lifted others rather than competing with them. Despite personal struggles, Roy was known to encourage young artists and support fellow musicians without ego. Boone believes this side of Orbison deserves as much recognition as his vocal brilliance. The truth, as Boone tells it, is that Roy Orbison was not defined by tragedy alone, but by resilience, humility, and an unwavering commitment to honesty in music. Ultimately, Pat Boone's reflections at 91 serve as a powerful tribute rather than a revelation meant to shock. The truth about Roy Orbison is that he was far more than a legendary voice. He was a deeply human artist whose pain, kindness, and sincerity shaped a timeless legacy. Boone's words remind fans that behind the iconic sunglasses was a man who turned life's hardest moments into songs that still touch the soul.